Do you recognize one of these hairstyles? I believe you all do. It's 2018 and these hairstyles are three of the most popular men's hairstyles of the year, according to some websites dedicated only for men's hairstyle. Well, these hairstyles can generally be considered as undercut, because the hair on the top of the head is long and parted on either the side or center, while the back and sides are buzzed very short. It was popular during the 1920s to 40s and was associated with poverty and inability to afford a barber competent enough to blend in the sides. Take these mumble rappers as another example. I wonder why their names have lils. Well, except for 6ix9ine, because I don't know, because why not associate a stage name with a sexual position, right? So these rappers have something in common, which are inaudible lyrics, catchy music, and a style that is quite avant-garde. But why do these rappers have at least more than tens of millions of views on YouTube? Some even reach hundreds of million views. Throughout history, or at least throughout the 20th century, people have been trying to fit in with the society that they currently living in. People have been trying to look the same as the others, and the other people are trying to follow the current trend. Remember those old photos of your mom or dad or grandpa with all that groovy outfit, mustache, that funny hair? If they look like that, they are following the current trend of the time. From a perspective of cultural studies, yeah, those leftists. Sometimes I hate them, sometimes they got a point. They have a habit of blaming society's problem on capitalism, but hey, they got a point, right? So, they believe that it is the work of capitalism that makes all mass culture identical. They believe that spontaneity from the public is controlled and absorbed by talent scouts, studio competitions, and official programs of every kind selected by professionals. Performers belong to the industry long before it displays them, otherwise they won't fit in. That is why everything looks and or sounds similar, because in order to be famous, performers have to have major labels or professionals backing them up. Otherwise they end up in, I don't know, some indie bands. I guess it's complicated. We need capitalism. It's good and it deserves another video. Every system has flaws, right? And I'm just trying to find out what causes trends to exist. Sorry, Carl, but that means no. According to two German philosophers and sociologists, Max Horkheimer and Theodor Adorno, the culture industry's millions of participants demand reproduction processes which inevitably lead to the use of standard products to meet the same needs at countless locations. Reproduction in economics refers to stating the condition for economic equilibrium or balanced economic growth. After all, there are certain necessary proportions between different branches of production, which have to adjust their output levels to each other. If those proportions do not reach a minimum acceptable level, then products remain unsold or producers cannot obtain the input they require, in which case production begins to slow down or break down. So, there are necessary proportions between production, distribution, and consumption that must be maintained if society is to survive and grow. With that definition, it is clear to see why participants of culture industry require reproduction processes in order to survive. And to make the process more efficiently, standards are made, and trends are required to promote them. The role of cultural products, celebrities, and trendsetters is to convince general masses to follow the trend, which leads to the creation of a market for the products that are made specifically to fulfill the needs of the people that follow them. If trends fail to convince the general masses or ends without producing a similar one, the reproduction process ends and corporations suffer. Take sportswear as an example. One particular brand, Nike, has dominated the industry for decades by catering to all sports and athletes, from footwear to apparel. The brand was initially designed for sports, but from time to time, the brand is taking over the market for casual, comfort, and fashion shoes. The reason for this is the mass endorsement of great athletes. This endorsement varies from supporting athletes' sports equipment whenever they are playing, to regular advertising in television and magazines. So, to conclude, trends exist because there is a need to promote standardized products, to create a market so that the whole process of production, distribution, and consumption can continue, and all the participants can benefit from it. To me, trends are not bad. In fact, they create jobs, money for the corporations, and they can provide people with options. But sometimes I can get curious, and I was just curious about trends. So that's it, guys, for this channel's first video. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoy that. If you do, click the like button and subscribe to see more future contents. There will be a new video next week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.